this has been about 2 years in the making. When we decided that we wanted to do something for unhoused women in the community, we wanted to fully understand the scope of the issue, and so did some research ahead of time to take a look at that. We found that about 74% of the women experiencing homelessness in our community also experience gender-based violence on a weekly basis, so there was no safe place for them to go. And so we started the journey to open a space, and the region provided some operating funding for us in December of last year, and then we spent a significant amount of time trying to find a piece of land or a building to renovate. And in the meantime, Grace Bible Church came forward and said, we have a space in the basement if you'd like to, use this as a temporary space. And so for the last 3 or 4 months, we've been renovating, and so today is our open house, and we'll start to move women in on Monday. We know that 20 beds is not going to solve the problem, but we also know through the research that we did, especially with the Women's Housing and Homelessness Network, that for the best possible results, smaller shelters with built-in support. So this shelter will be a little different in that it will operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There will be built-in services here, so mental health and addiction counseling, housing supports. We have a partnership with Langs, so there'll be on-site medical care 1 day a week for the women who are here as well. So they get to stay with us. I hope that this becomes their temporary home as we help them to move on to permanent housing. This has been such a passion project for our whole team. I'm really proud of the work that they did. But the other thing I think people need to understand is that this is just the most perfect example of what can happen when a community comes together. And this community has rallied around this project, and we have been overwhelmed by the support that we've been given to bring this project to fruition. So we will now refocus and start to look for either land or a building for a permanent shelter here in Cambridge. We really tried to dig deep into what issues are impacting women and girls and gender diverse folks in our community and try to meet those needs. And housing was just one of those things. And the YWCA nationally is the largest provider of housing and homelessness supports to women across Canada. So we have had tons of support from our colleagues across the country to get this shelter up and operating. I think just a huge debt of gratitude to all of them for the kinds of support that they've given us for this project. We couldn't have done it without their support, and we are incredibly grateful. So thank you to all of them.
We had someone approached us and asked if maybe this space could be used for a women's shelter, and we began conversation. We were excited about the opportunity to be in the community because we've only been at the church, this particular church, for 5 years. So it's important to us to be a church, gospel church, but also to be in the community. And when this came up, we were very interested in the discussion. There were some hurdles that we had to work through, just in terms of insurance and things like that, but that all worked out, and they started construction. From our perspective, we're thankful for the work that YW does with just how they serve the community, how they serve women in particular, and so we just want to be a support to them. We want to be an encouragement to them. We want to be good hosts, but we also understand that the primary work is with the YW, so how can we support and encourage them? As a church, we want to pray, but we also want to maybe navigate ways in which some of our women can be an encouragement to women here. Respect, obviously, the work that's going on here and the care that's being taken, or the care that's being done. But I just think it's unique that a church and an organization like the YW can partner together to be able to serve obviously a significant, to understate it, a significant need in the community. I would say to other churches, first of all, it's invigorated our congregation. We are just excited about the opportunity. We are excited to provide space within the community because we know space is a premium these days. And then I would encourage churches that have buildings to consider creative ways in which they might donate a portion of their building to the community and use that to say there's opportunities to work together, even though we may have our differences. But I think that's what community is. We have our differences, but we work together. And as we've learned, especially in a downtown space, real estate is everything. So we're just thankful to be able to take a portion of our building and have it used for the community. There are challenges, and from a church's perspective, historically, churches have been a voice in those challenges. And I think in recent years, the churches have stepped back. And this gives us an opportunity to say that churches don't want to huddle in the corner, but they want to be part of the community and say there are significant needs, and is there just a small portion that we can do? And then if other churches or other organizations each do their small portion, it becomes a bigger advantage for the community, and we to serve the community is just an incredible privilege. I want to just thank Kim and her team. They've done a tremendous amount of work. They've overcome significant obstacles to be here, and just the respect that I have for the YW, Kim, and what they're doing here. And it's ultimately not our story today, it's YW's story, so we want to honor that, and we want to be able to just encourage them, because this took a lot to get to its place.